Good day. Well, I'm out with my GoPro again. A little bit windy, so I have a sock on the microphone, and I think I figured out my front to back microphone situation. Played with some settings, so hopefully this video turns out okay. It is about 1 degree. I'm actually out before noon for once, and a little bit breezy, so that's why I wanted to make sure I had the sock on. The old left foot is still barking at me. I've soaked it and heated it and applied some ancient Chinese secret and took some Aleve. Got my ankle brace on, so what the hell. We'll see how far we get today. I am back on the trail that starts out at Cameron Heights, goes down into the river valley, across a pedestrian bridge, and into the Terwillegar area. So we're going to give this a shot, see how my foot holds up. Weather's good, so we may have to definitely be conscious of cyclists, so stay to the right or the left. And some parts they tell you where to walk versus where to bike, so pay attention to that so you don't get run over. I don't understand that. Somebody goes to the trouble to pick up their dog shit and then they just leave the bag there. That's just plain lazy. Do I give them kudos for at least picking it up and it's in a contained vessel? I picked this trail today because of the fact that it's paved and flat and smooth. The way my foot is right now, I just wanted to be able to get out and walk and not risk twisting anything any further. Alongside the hen day here, the peace and quiet ratio is down to 2. Very loud. Nice thing about these trees here, it's kind of sheltering me from some of the wind, which is fairly brisk today. You can kind of see the grass moving there. At least it's sunny. Sort of warm. Arrgh. Forgot to turn on Runkeeper and start my watch. Oh well, we're only about a half a kilometer in, so we'll just mentally add that at the end of this walk. Landscapes change a little bit without all the snow. We're kind of into that dreary brown era of spring, which, by the way, today is like the 2nd or 3rd day of spring. Time keeps moving forward. Much quieter now as we get down into the river valley. Trail remains pretty clear. Just coming up here you can see ice patches that where it's being shaded by the trees you have to be aware of. Solar farm will be generating good power today. Should be operating at nearly 100%. Sun is good and bright. Nice change from yesterday where it was pretty cloudy and gloomy looking. It'll be interesting to see what the trail is like on the other side of the river. It's shadowed by most of the day, but we'll see. Today is the day to keep it safe for sure, based on the status of my foot, which isn't feeling too bad right now. There are about 10 cars in the parking lot today. That is just off the hen day in Cameron Heights. One cyclist passed me. Not busy out here at all right now, which suits me just fine. Be interesting to see how much background noise there is with this sock on my microphone. GoPros aren't really known for the greatest sound. A lot of people will wear a clip-on Bluetooth microphone. I might consider that at some point. Depends on how technologically advanced I really want to get with this. But for all my 9 viewers out there, it might be to your benefit too. Nothing better than having clear sound listening to somebody blather on. I have the video set to wide angle. Hopefully it doesn't distort the picture too much, or the image. Sometimes it can look kind of funny when you're on wide view. The river still looks pretty frozen over there. Here's one of these side quest trails that I'm not going to bother with until everything's melted and dry, because they're just grassy mud trails, not you know, man-made groom trails. But it'll be interesting to be able to get close to the river valley once that stuff is all dried out, despite the no trespassing signs. Showed this view a couple months ago when I first came down this trail. It's weird to stand here on this bridge, and as the cars go by you can feel the whole thing shaking. I assume it's safe. Won't be long before this is flowing again. A little bit of gooey runoff here. And the odd ice patch still. So far, so good. Not bad for March. There you go. The coveted Mundane Man effect. People with good shoes and a sense of adventure, or a bike, taking that icy path. Mundane Man says no. I vaguely remember this incline getting out of the river valley. I'm not surprised. It is a pretty deep river valley. I'll have to check my elevation changes again. Over on the Devonian Trail, it was about 65 to 70 meter elevation change. Got me huffing and sweating though. The handle I'm holding is actually a battery pack too. GoPros aren't really known for their extended battery capacity, so the handle at least allows for charging up the GoPro pretty much constantly, till it's wore out of course, but it's a nice feature. We're going to come out of the trees here and probably hit the wind again, which will be welcome because I'm kind of hot. The 2-layer system is debatable on the given day. Today it's sunny, so it would, you know, and 1 degree, which would incline me to not layer up, but then the wind and getting in the trees where it's cooler means I do need to layer up. Just a funny time of year. Okay, now that we're out of the river valley, this is the power line trail. This one I also did earlier in the winter, and it was uber cold that day and windy and drifty, so it must have been sometime in February. Okay, I'm going to take the power line trail to at least the pedestrian bridge over Terwillegar Drive. We'll see what kind of mileage we have in by the time we get there. Such a nice day and the trail is easy to traverse, so might just keep going. Need to get some chores done though. My kitchen sink has not been draining very good, and it all seems to stem from the carburetor. And Basically our sink is out in the open, so there's no direct vent to the roof for it. So the garburator is kind of the source of air for pushing the water down. And there seems to be something in there. So now I got to take that all apart and figure that out. Then this morning I thought we had a catastrophe. I thought our coffee pot wasn't working. And that's nearly disastrous too. Turned out that the little side button got turned off when I was moving it around, and all was well with that. So that made me happy. Made the day start out really good. Kind of started out bad and then started out good. I'll take it. Still don't understand the point of jogging. What are you gonna do? There's a pedestrian light that the jogger hit, and we both crossed at the same time, but there was somebody coming from the north, and I swear they thought those yellow lights meant accelerate and see how many points you can get. I don't understand people sometimes. The driving in the city has gotten abysmal, especially all these Uber drivers that I think they just got their license and are now Uber drivers. This is a pretty healthy climb up to this pedestrian bridge too. It's nice to get some elevation changes. There's some group of what looks like maybe university students doing one of those bloody team building exercises, chanting, "There is a way out," as we're all interlocked together. I hated those fucking things they made us do at work. It was stupid. Let's all lock our arms together and work as a team to get unlocked. Okay, how about I just blow a big stanky fart and everybody just walks away? Downtown off in the distance there, on the noisy Terwillegar road or drive. Don't know how well you can see it through the chain link. Okay, there's trails that parallel Terwillegar Drive, but I think I'm gonna carry on down the power lines. Fair number of people out walking their dogs on this trail. I think Fridays and Saturdays I like to go to Ricky's and have breakfast and then go for my walk. I think I might reverse that and try and get out earlier and go for my walk earlier in the morning and then have breakfast. Less people-y that way. I want the whole world to myself. Is that too much to ask? Probably. I thought I kept hearing voices. I could hear somebody talking all over the place. Well, I pulled out my phone and guess what? Spotify decided to start playing a podcast. Thought I was going mental there for a second. Last time I did this it was, about -20 with a wind chill and drifting over. Today it's just breezy. I was really beginning to like winter there and getting used to it, but this is so much better. Well, I'm just about 4 kilometers into it in about 55 minutes. It's just about time to turn around and head back the other way because I got a couple hills to climb and go down. But I think I'll go as far as the substation and then turn around and come back. Been a good walk. I think my foot is actually starting to straighten out. So today the old walk it off scenario is working for me. And back to my garburator situation. If it turns out that the garburator is for some reason bad, I don't think I'll replace it. Now that we have the organic bin, we put a lot less into our garburator anyways. A lot of municipalities aren't keen on them either, so we'll see. If I can just clean it out, that would be good. Weird yard, eh? All tucked into the hillside like that. I hope they get good drainage. I'd be worried about runoff. Keep it away from the house, eh? Here's the substation, just about my turnaround point. I think there's a street just ahead that I'll make it my stopping point. One thing about these paths is zero lighting. So a nighttime walk would be very dark around here. I don't think there was lights all the way through. So if you're afraid of the dark or the boogeyman or whoever might come jumping out of those bushes, I would stick to the daylight hours. That's why I'm here during the daylight. This part of the trail is quite a bit less used than on the other side at Terwillegar Drive. I think that side is closer to the dog walk. Walked a little bit further, about a half a kilometer from the transmission station or whatever it's called. Just wanted to see where this ended up. It looks like it goes down into the creek valley, which is probably White Mud Creek. I'd like to carry on, but running out of time here. I'm already at 5 kilometers, so this will have to be another day, or a day when I have more time. So heading into the wind now, so this could get chilly. You won't be able to hear it on camera, but you can hear the pulsing of the electricity through the wires. Kind of a click, 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 click sound. The houses that live next to the substation, I don't know, that constant buzzing noise would drive me nuts. Maybe you get used to it, but there are houses adjacent to and in behind it, and then these houses over here. Not for me. There are a number of off-shooting paths that take you into residential neighborhood. So if you live around here, you get easy access to this trail. Here I am out here again, hungry, no food, no water. You would think I would be a little bit more prepared after all this time. Might be time to buy a little gunny sack to hold some things in, like a snack bar and water. That wind is pretty blustery, and I'm walking directly into it. But it's temperature-wise, it's not too bad. I think with the sun up nice and bright and the temperature warming up, the wind doesn't feel quite as cold. The wind chill might only be 2 or 3 degrees lower than the actual temperature. Still a little nipply though. Just about to the pedestrian bridge. Thank goodness. I think I've just about had enough. That being said, I still have a solid 3 kilometers to go yet. Maybe more. I don't know what the deal is with this particular road. It's only 50 kilometers an hour, but people zip along it and have no regard for pedestrians, lights or crosswalk or nothing. Full send. Like the 30 seconds you're gonna lose by stopping for a pedestrian is gonna be the whole end of your day. Back to the river valley. So I got to go down a hill, across a bridge, and up a big hill before I'm back to the car. My pace hasn't been very good on this one for some reason. Sore foot maybe, which is getting better, but whatever. Some people are pretty hardcore about their clothing that they wear just to go out for a walk. There were 3 people went by that were walking their dog, and it's like he was dressed up in running pants and jacket, had that funny hat on that some runners wear, and the other 2 ladies had their jogging pants on and all that. It's like, you're out walking your dog. If an outfit is criteria for what you do to walk your dog, I would never be going out. I would never walk a dog. I don't have that kind of outfit. There was another guy that rode by on his bike, had all the gear on and the weird sunglasses and pants and all that. I think you know what that look is. And it's like, what are you, catching up to the Tour de France or something? Just get out and ride your bike and enjoy it. Don't be so serious about it. So this is where most of the dog walkers head. That's the path to Terwillegar Park. That's got a bunch of trails in there too that you can walk around. I think people can leave their dogs off leash through those trails though, so if you're squeamish about having dogs coming around at you, that might not be the place for you. But otherwise it's nice down there. Like most dog parks, when the weather warms up like this, they're pretty busy. This here is the iciest part of the paths that I've hit so far, and of course it's on a downhill, but that's okay. We're dealing with some good gravel here and softer, crunchy snow that's giving some traction. And it's nice to be out of the wind too. Couldn't record much in those flat areas because the wind was howling pretty good. Got quite a bit quieter down here from a people perspective too. Maybe I just hit a rush where people like to get out and walk their dogs in the morning, so they got their afternoon to do their stuff. And that's what I'm hoping for, but it's already 1 o'clock. I think I've been at this for, well, probably 2 hours already. Time flies when you're having fun. So much more peaceful down here. I don't know if you can see it off in the distance there, but there's a white cell tower that is basically my target for getting back to my car. Ways to go yet. The one thing that I miss on using a GoPro is with my phone and my Mimo, I'm able to just scroll a dial and zoom. This thing doesn't really have an intuitive or easy zoom function. Another thing with the GoPro, and I've had the same problem with my other one, and I'm not sure if it's user error or what, but you'll be recording away and then it'll just randomly decide that it's going to stop recording. Stupid thing just did it again. There is a duration limit setting, and I have it set to no duration, so it should just keep recording for as long as I want it to. So I'm not sure what's going on with this. Not an issue with the battery or anything. Weird. A little bit frustrating, especially if you're recording some kind of how-to or DIY thing and then the camera just shuts off halfway through, and then you have to go back and try and figure out where you left off and do it again. Annoying. Technology, eh? Works great and is great until it isn't, and it doesn't work. Then it just becomes a piece of garbage. I tried the time-lapse function crossing that bridge. If this part gets cut out, you know it didn't work. Now onto my steady climb back up to the car. This one's a little less steep. The grade is a little bit lower, so it's not all one hill at a time. Not like over there where it's fairly steep grade. This will get the heart rate up, none the same though. Guess I'll need to pace myself so I don't pass out at the top of the hill. Some of those stairs, I tell you, it feels like you're gonna be walking to the bright light. Those power lines seem so far away, yet I did it. Somebody's gonna pat me on the back, right? Now, I gave that cyclist a hard time about what he was wearing, but I know that when I ride my bike, I certainly need some kind of protection for the old twig and berries. Seems to be a lot of chafing going on there. I know, too much information, but those cycling pants might help. I think my wife bought me some, but they're kind of more like underpants, I guess. I should actually try them out when it's time to get the bikes out, which by the look of it, depending on where you go, that time is now. That was a different helicopter. Usually it's the police helicopter following me, which it was earlier, which I'm sure really wasn't following me. I'm not that interesting. But it does make me think I need to check my body for chips. See if I've got some kind of tracker on me or something. It seems like a lot of times that helicopter is hovering not too far away from where I am. Last night my wife wasn't home for supper because she was out at meditation, and I stopped at Costco because I had to stock up on my boxed wine before I can't get it anymore. So I got that, and then they always have those pre-made meals. So I bought myself a shepherd's pie because she does not like meals that are mixed together. And this one has the hamburger and vegetables mixed with the potatoes on top. You know what a shepherd's pie is. And I had that for supper, and it felt good. Shepherd's pie was okay, but what felt good about it was that I made it at home and didn't order something in and then be disappointed at the $50 I spent on what I ordered in. So I think my days of ordering in food are going to be very limited. Basically stick to pizza. Whew, out of breath. Because anything we've ordered lately just does not stand the test of time, from the time it's made to the time it gets delivered. Especially now where these, well, they've probably always done it, but these guys are making multiple stops before they actually deliver your food to you. So it sits there for an extra 15, 20, even half an hour before you get it. I know I'm repeating myself, but city people don't really acknowledge you much on the paths. It's been 50-50. People say hi or smile or give you a nod or whatever, which I return. But overall, when you're out in the country, people are more, I don't know, more friendly, I guess. More willing to acknowledge your presence. Well, that's most of the incline done. Facing into the wind again. But it's welcome relief, because climbing that hill made me good and warm. Hot even. Still a lot of open spaces in this city, which is nice. I think this land is mostly unusable for public consumption because it's a pipeline right away, but it's better than seeing a bunch of ugly buildings out there too. Just green field when it's summer. Well, we're just about back to the car. Seemed like a good solid walk. Don't know if I broke 10 kilometers, but my glutes say I did. A couple good climbs there, so I feel good about that. All of the people that were parked here when I first got here are gone. So just a constant changeover of people. There's the car. Let's check our stats. Well, I did just over 12 kilometers. In how long? 2 hours and 27 minutes. So not the greatest pace. So there. Every Saturday that I'm out for a long walk, I seem to break that 10 kilometer threshold. What's next, eh? 15 maybe? Again, it takes a lot of time though, so you got to have the time to just dedicate to it, and at 2.5 hours to do that, you know, it really eats up a day. How many steps have I got here? It's hard to read with my sunglasses on. 16,700 steps. So a good day. I'll take it. Until the next one.